And go. Let's get it started. All right, there we go. Doug and Ashley, welcome. You guys have one of the rarest times in the world. You're the first ones in. Nobody else has joined in. So if you guys have any questions, feel free. You can just unmute yourself. We don't have to worry about the whole hand nonsense. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just unmute your mic. We can have a conversation.
Bro, how's your morning so far?
We are doing amazing. How about yourself?
Not too bad. It was a busy weekend. I've been excited to talk to you after what we talked about last week. Let me get my video. There we go. Okay, cool.
Nice. There he is.
I'm hanging out at Panera with people all around me, so I'm going to try to keep my voice down. You know how it is.
Sure.
Hang on a second. So I've been working on the VSL, and it's funny because I've been chatting with Dante. I've been cross-referencing Dante and ChatGPT. They've been having like conversations, and it's funny how almost in tune they are. So good job there.
Nice.
And I'm excited to get the VSL going because it also talks about wanting to get me into the $27 product thing. I ran that through both Dante and ChatGPT, and it came up with some interesting ideas. It thinks I should do the $27 product, but it thinks I should do a freebie. Literally, it's leading me down almost like a free with shipping offer is what ChatGPT is leading me down. And then I basically loaded what my product is, my value ladder. It wants the course to be, the ending part of my value ladder, only because I have brides for like until they're planned. Once they're planned, because it was recommending a subscription plan and all this. And I was like, well, here's the problem. I have a very short window with brides. So it's like, oh, got it. So it made all those adjustments. And it's like, so your $197 course is the end of it. And you've got about a 60-day window. So it wants me to get them in for free. And then, here's our free lead magnet. Then once they sign up, push them to a $27 purchase. And then also use a couple of bumps and then push them to a OTO. And then maybe another bump. And then once you've got that, then within the first like 2 weeks, it wants me to email series them to try to get them from that into the course as far as all that goes. And the way it's having me bundle all my digital products is really quite remarkable because it's like, well, you've got these 11 things you're including. But it's like these 4 would be considered like starting. And then these 4 would be considered once you've got your planning going. So it literally is like these should, and I had an argument with both Dante and ChatGPT because I was like, do you know how much time and effort and money I spent on these? You want me to give all 4 of these for $27? And it's like, well, you've got to look at work versus value. And I was like, God, I spent so much time creating all this. And it's like, we understand that. But so that's been interesting. But anyway, that aside, that's something later. I want to really get that started because I'm interested to see what it, especially if running cold traffic, what it would look like to get people into the, free plus shipping, which this is really just free. Now, please do this. So
Yep.
I assume that would be a book funnel to work on that. ChatGPT has pretty much labeled out what each page would look like. I assume that would more than less be a book funnel. Just here's the freeness. They opt in to get the free, they get the download, then it takes them to the $27 offer, then the bump, and then everything else like that. I would assume that's what that would be, in my opinion.
You mean an ebook for the lead magnet, right?
Well, actually, they want me to do my my wedding budget calculator, which is a Google form doc that I spent so much time. That's another reason I had a problem because I was like, I spent so much time coding. It isn't you. If you and your wife had this the day you guys got engaged, you'd love me because of just you go and you type in your amount. Well, it's literally the code. It's 17 pages or. Excuse me, 7 pages long. You type in your budget, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. It gives you the industry standard of what the recommendation is for each part of your budget. It puts it in a pie graph. It carries it over across 5 different sheets. You put in what you're actually spending. It is literally, there's nothing on the market like it. And I was like, I could sell this, but it's saying because that's the starting point where most brides are, give that away for free. And that was like gut punch. But it's like, that's where brides start. First thing they're thinking about is their budget. Give that away for free, get them in the door. And so that's what it wants me to give away as a lead magnet. And then once they do that and they give the information, the opt-in, then it goes to the $27 sale of our beginning wedding planning kit, which is like 4 of my PDFs, 4 of my guides. This is where you start. And then give them all that for 27, and then maybe put an order bump in there. Well, here and that, and then on the OTO page, well, now that you've got your planning kit, here's your vendor kit, which is how to find all your vendors, and that's going to be like $67, and then maybe a bump on that as well. And then once I've got all that, then you get to the thank you page. Then it wants me to start emailing them about the course, whether I offer it at the end or not, kind of depends. So that's kind of what it's recommending. Just kind of depends on the funnel. So I assumed like a book funnel. I haven't got into that yet, or even a product funnel, because again, I'm doing the expert track. But so that's where I've been kind of playing with all weekend while we were camping. So I haven't got into that yet because I really want to get the VSL going and try to get some sales. But that's what I recommended as far as basically just strict cold traffic, because it's like you already know how to get traffic there. Now you just need to try to, if you can't get them to opt into your webinar, give them something free and then see if you can get some sales going. And I'm like, well, let's try all of it. So,
well, yeah. And I love this methodology. It's something Russell said forever, and it's something everybody has struggled with forever, just like you are here, Doug. Russell said forever, take your thing that's amazing and helps people and give it away for free.
Right.
We know marketing math. For every person on our list, we should expect about $1 a month on that person. So if your list is 100,000 people, you should expect $100,000 a month. That marketing math is true, but it can also vary. You could expect to have $2 per person on your list. You might also have 25 cents.
Right.
So what's the difference? It's your customer journey. It's how you present your business. So having a strong lead magnet, Doug, is the best thing any business can do for themselves. Because now you're going to have these brides come in. How many of your brides, Doug, are skeptical about buying a course that teaches them how to save money? Like when you talk to them after they've done the thing, were they like, yeah, I was skeptical at first?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet, because because we've been wedding photography for so long, I haven't actually sold any yet. I sold 2, and one of them didn't even go through. The other one, I kind of chatted with her, but then she just quit responding. So I don't really have case studies as of yet.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right on track. As hard as it might be to give away something you worked very, very painstakingly on, give it away for free. That
Right.
bride is sitting there in her room at night trying to plan and trying to do all these things. And she has 17 different papers all around the bed. And she's just waiting for her fiance to get home so she can cry about how difficult it all is, right?
Right.
So give that away for free. You're solving a massive problem for that person. And
Right.
now they're unbelievably receptive. So when you then send the email that says, hey, go buy my thing, they've already worked with you. They already
Right.
see the level of value that you deliver. And because they're so impressed, wow, Doug was able to do this for me for free. They're going, this, Doug, what you're doing right now, this is how you get people to throw money at you.
Right.
It is this, over delivering on the front end. Lead with massive value. So lead magnet to a $27 course to $197. That's perfect. That's value ladders, Doug. That's exactly right.
The hardest part for me was just getting over, like you had said the other day, you said, Russell teaches the 100 products a day thing. Again, if I could sell $27 100 times a day, that's $3,000 almost. You do that 4 times a month or 5 times a month, and you're breaking 100K, and not including the bumps. And then of course, ChatGPT wants me to lead them from that to the $67 purchase. And then for the bigger vendor pack, and then it's again, if you give a mouse a cookie, what do they need next? Well, now you got to worry about getting your vendors, which also grows into your timeline and also your seating chart and all these things that are like the next problems. And then it goes into, the first day or second day after. Literally, it wants me to do it within 2 days to offer them my course, because literally it's like you need to get them within 60 days from the day they get engaged. A lot of goes into 60 days, and I love that. So that's where I'm going there. What I did want to show you is I've been working my butt off on the VSL opt-in page. What I find hilarious or interesting is that the share funnel for the VSL is remarkably like the webinar funnel. It's slightly different, but it's different. But I also love what I watched. I went back and watched the ClickFunnels VSL training from 2024, and then watched how Ben put it together. And I actually, part of me wants to use that for the webinar when we get there. But again, I like the VSL. But let me show you. I created the opt-in page. You're gonna like. I was been waiting for your response because it's like it's fire in my opinion.
Let's
So
check it out.
yeah, I'm excited about it. Let me get here. So here is our VSL beginning page. This is like insanity, I think.
Yes, the above the fold first thing, awesome,
Yep,
so good.
yep. So I
Just,
took the
without reading a word, just looking at the page and the colors and the design, how it
yep,
hits. I'm already like, what is this? Ooh, I want to learn more.
yep.
Up all
I
night
know.
thinking about your wedding. Start here. 48-hour pass to the system that yes, yes, and yes. Bingo. This is great, Doug.
I like it. Like I said, I took the before and after photo that we had talked about, and then I just changed it, put the lock on it, and added the YouTube thing, like what's on the VSO funnel. I was
Yep.
like, this works good. And then obviously I put a little bit of there, and again, Dante helped me go through because I was like, I need 10 hooks, and then I was like, I need something that's like extremely fear-based, because it's trying to lead me through the planning system and how to get your wedding in 60 days. I'm like, no, we just need this. And the where I'm struggling, and maybe you can help me, is down here at the bottom when what we call what he calls the Russell box, the
The
branding
Brunson
box, the
box.
Brunson box, right? Exactly. So the challenge I have with the designer is that like all these are the same photo, but the sizing and their placement is all based on how much text you have there, which it looks okay on desktop. And I'm a computer guy, so I know how to go to developer tools. If you want to see what the mobile looks like, this is what we look like for mobile, which I
Mhm.
love the mobile. This looks really good. You do have to scroll to get to the free pass. But the problem where it's starting to break down is when you get down to here. And so it's like trying to figure out how to fix that. And you can't size the text any smaller. So this is kind of what's being wonky and looking a little crappy to me. So I'm debating about just removing the Brunson box, but I didn't know, this is where 80% of my Facebook clicks are coming from anyway. So this is where I really need to focus. And then if you click on the free pass, I mean, the pop-up itself is just insane as well. So I love the pop-up. So
Me too.
I
So
know.
good.
So I'm excited to see what this does. But again, this is where this is like the last part of my puzzle on the very first page that I'm just like, hmm. So I
Okay,
can't, yeah.
let's go take a look at this. Take me back to your account.
Okay. So you want to go
Do
back
you,
to the edit page?
yeah, that's perfect. Do you know how to make desktop and mobile only sections yet?
You mean like this one and then like this one? Yes, I
Oh,
do.
yes, you do. Okay, great, great, great. So, let's go back to your desktop version. Great. Put your mouse, just click anywhere on your funnel just to get out of the settings. And then put your mouse like in between the images there, part 1 and part 2. So it's a flex container. Okay, that's why. This is, do you know what flex containers are, Doug?
No, I don't actually. It's the first time I've seen them. I take that to mean, it's mobile friendly, so things flex as things go. But I've tried messing with the settings and it didn't do anything. So I'm not exactly sure what a flex container does.
Okay, great questions here. Yes, on mobile, if you notice on your mobile view, you actually have things going left to right.
Right.
And that's very rare on mobile. Normally,
Right.
things all stack left
Up
to
and
right
down.
vertically on top of each other. Correct. The
Right.
reason you're able to do that is because of the power of the flex container. So you can just leave it as is, and now it displays on mobile just like it displays here on desktop.
Right.
Flex containers are unbelievably powerful. They allow you to really design and create anything that you need to, but they're also technically intricate as well.
Right.
So I'm not a flex master at all, Doug. I can barely get them to work myself. Just I have a guy, to be
Right.
quite honest.
I got a flex guy, yeah.
Yeah. We could go in there and we could play around with sizing and all this.
Right.
But we can also just add a row. So this is a larger conversation because it would affect your mobile view as well. Right? Like, end of the day, Doug. Sorry, I got like a million things in my head right now.
Yeah,
End of the
I
day,
gotcha.
I'd like to get you with our support team. They can look at the flex. They can show you exactly what to change to get all the images. The flex container is powerful because it will dynamically update so your images and your text are all the same sizing. It's going to be the same design. It's going to be the same exact display. So I would like you to get with our tech support team. They can show you exactly what you need to do to change all this. And
Okay.
then those same changes can happen on mobile. And you can have the same clean design looking on mobile. What we would do aside from this, though, Doug, would be to just add a 4-column row and then build this out ourselves.
Gotcha. So yeah,
Yes.
got it. So it's not a flex. It's just this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then each one, and then that, which would do that. I gotcha. That makes sense.
And then on mobile, you could do the same thing. It wouldn't be displaying left to right.
It'd
it
be
would
up,
be
down.
up and down. Correct. But if I like, that's cool on mobile. If you want to try and keep that same thing, definitely get with tech support so they can show you how to do it the right way.
Well, and I almost, again, I'm a mobile user. I almost prefer top down because if you look at what this actually looks like on, this is an iPhone 14 Pro. So this is actually, I actually usually take this view over what the preview does because the preview sometimes doesn't show you and it's like whatever. So I'm like, this is what the actual will look like, and I use that to adjust my spacing. So it's like I almost want it going top down because of how it, elongates the text. I'd rather have like a one there a little bit bigger on the screen with the picture and then the text, and then go down a little bit farther. If they're gonna have to scroll to get to the get pass anyway, I'd almost want to. So I might bypass support. I might get with them, but I might just bypass and do the column like you said and do a top down just so this is a little bit bigger and the words are a little bit bigger. But I'll see, because in order to squish all that, it's great. But I mean, to get all these I'm not quite sure how the flex works to get there, and they might be able to make it look perfect, but it almost makes sense to do a top down because that's what people are used to scrolling anyway. But
I think if I did anything here, if I did any flex on mobile, I would have 2 flexes, and I would have step 1 and 2 in a flex, 3 and 4 in a flex. That way it would take up a little bit less time. It would be a lot more space. Your words could be bigger. But having said that, I would probably do a 4-column row as well myself, Doug. Same exact thing you just said. I would just have each thing in its own box going down. It's not much of an extra scroll. It's still a really small page. I would go with that.
And that's my other question too. Obviously, looking at what this is, they do have to scroll to get to there. I'm slightly concerned about, but not necessarily. I mean, this is the template that's done. So I actually moved a lot of padding up because the original template, when you download it, other than making this like shorter to pop it up, this is actually what's there. So it's like there is a bit of a scroll to get to the free pass. So I'm not sure if I even I guess we'll have to test it and see if people, and that's what Clarity's for, to see if they scroll or if they don't. And if they don't, then we have to look at whatever. But the other option,
if they don't, I would literally just put a button right there.
There, exactly.
I would just take the same button, clone it, put it there, and then have it in both places.
Yeah. And then the other thought is make this clickable. If they click on it, then it pops up it either scrolls it to here, which I don't know why you would scroll to push, or because I see a lot of people might click this because of the YouTube thing, makes that automatically pop up as well. However, that's possible because of them thinking, well, this is a play button. Because again, depending, you might think this is what it is if you don't actually see it. So there's ways to make 1,000 different things on a screen poppable, So just just watch it on Clarity and see how that works. So that's my so that's what I've got so far. I'm in love with how this looks. I think it looks like the pink, and I changed this to pink. I took the brown out of it and all that. So I'm excited to see what this does. And then my other question, or my last question, is because in the video, Ben Smooch talks about coming up with these 4 parts, but when you listen to Russell talk about a VSL, it's 80% Epiphany Bridge, and then the last 20% is the who, what, when script that you throw into it. So
how we actually do that, Doug, is it's the same script. It's Epiphany. Who, what, why, how.
Right. And then the who is because of the Epiphany Bridge that covers the who.
Yeah, we replace the who with our Epiphany script. It's the who, what, why, how, minus the who, Epiphany script.
Right. So when you get to the what, why, how, this is what confusing to me, because it's like, well, technically it's not a webinar, so I'm not going into 3 secrets. I'm spending 80% talking about, so if it's a 15-minute video, I'm spending 80% of it talking about my Epiphany Bridge. So theoretically, you're not actually going through these parts. And so that's where I was a little on the confused side because I'm like, well, I'm not going through three secrets. I'm not doing a stack and a close like we do in the webinar. We just have, what it is. So I'm like, well, is this misleading or are they going to remember it? Because technically you're not unlocking this. So that was only like my severe question about it, but I may also be overthinking it as far as that goes. So
I think you are overthinking it a little bit, but you're not wrong in overthinking it. And funnily enough, every single person that has gone through this funnel has asked the same exact question. This honestly, Doug, this comes down to just launching. This is one of those things where it's like you just got to trust Russell. It's one of those, it's not going to make sense. It's going to be confusing until you launch and just see how it all works out. But you you can follow exactly how Ben filled up the Brunson box, and you can kind of deviate from how Russell teaches on this one. We just have to have 4 things that we are talking about in that video itself.
Gotcha. It's not as in-depth as the perfect webinar going step 1, step 2, step 3, but it's just kind of breezing over it. This is why we created, this is what we created, and this is blah, blah, blah. And then you get to the close and it's here you go and all of that. So, yeah.
And it's more so like, were you watching this morning with Trey by chance?
I did. I got to about almost to right when he started doing the video funnel, I had to go and step out and come back. But I watched all of the first 45 minutes of you guys going through all the other ads and everything. So yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Goodness gracious. I just lost my train of thought. It was right here. Oh, the 4 things. You know how Trey was talking constantly about go to Amazon reviews, find the Amazon reviews, go to your comments on the thing and see what people are saying. As you go funnel hack, go look at the comments on the people that you're funnel hacking. It's the same exact thing here. So let's say you know that your brides are commonly complaining about these 4 things.
Right.
Maybe some of it's money, some of it's time, some of it's planning, and some of it is in-laws. Well, if those 4 things are what your brides are commonly complaining about, that's the 4 things that are going to be in our secrets. It's really just marketing. It's just ways that we can hit their objections or point out that we know their objections before they even hit them because we know who they are and we know what they're trying to do. It's just so that as many people hit the page, there's something in one of those boxes for them that they really connect to. And now that's why they're watching the whole video. They might not care about the other 3 secrets at all. They might only care about the in-law problem, but they resonate with that. So now they opt in because they want to see the video, because they want to learn that secret. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. It makes perfect sense. And everything else like that. So yeah, I'm relying on Dante to kind of, well, what would you recommend based on what my pain point is at the top? What would be 3 cool secrets with all of that? And then I'm also comparing that based on, because a lot of times AI, Dante, and ChatGPT will talk about this, and I'm like, well, that has nothing to do with what I'm teaching, so that's great and all. But I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, so I have to adjust. And then I also think about, well, should I create something about that? Because you've mentioned that 3 times. So should I say something about that? So it's always a process to change things the way of what my particular bride. And again, some things I don't know because I've not having sold any or not having anybody comment and go, hey, or even sign up. Like you said, we've had 1 opt-in out of 500 page views, and that's why we're going to VSL to see what that changes. So until we actually get people to either abandon their cart or buy or whatever and find out what it is, then it's like, it's kind of hard to get that information. So we'll get there.
And so, I'd love to see you focus, Doug, VSL and lead magnet. Because the big thing, I forgot to mention it earlier, Dante AI and ChatGPT, they're doing a great job walking you through your internal marketing efforts. Just make the lead magnet, make the opt-in funnel. Now you can run ads to the opt-in funnel. And here's the last thing, it's whatever your hook is going to be. Stop stressing and stop losing sleep and stressing over your wedding. Plan everything out with this budget calculator, right? You're just gonna have a great hook for that. Now you're bringing people into that opt-in funnel. You're collecting leads for $1.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody who opts in, they opt in because they have intent. So that's a great person to have opt in. If they're only opting into this, if they're engaged or their daughter or granddaughter is engaged.
Right.
That's it. So
Yeah.
now you can run them to an opt-in funnel, have those email sequences. It turns them right from opt-in into paid customer. And you don't pay Mark for that. Zuckerberg gets no more of that money down the line. You pay him $1 for a lead, and through your own internal marketing efforts, you take them up your value ladder.
Yeah.
So it's that and a VSL, man, that's what I'd have you focus on, Doug.
So even before we connect the free lead magnet to like the $27 product and go through all of that, just run an opt-in funnel just with the free giveaway. We're just not, and then just to get the name and email, and then start sending them sequences and other stuff like that after. And then once I get it connected, then just same lead magnet. We're just taking that first page and moving them through the sales process, obviously. So, gotcha. Okay.
And also, let's start building our list.
Yeah.
Right? Because these are people that you can now reach out to. You can send out an email to all the people that opt in. Hey guys, or hey brides, or hey whatever you'd call those people. Hey guys, I'm wrapping up my course right now, or I'm just finishing up some research, or I'm doing research, or I'm creating this thing, right? Maybe, hey, I'm creating a new course. It's a lot of the same stuff I've taught in the past. I'm just revamping it for 2025, but I want to make sure that this course helps as many women as possible and doesn't leave any stone unturned. So I'd love to know, what are the top 5 things that are on your mind always as you're in this planning period? Right?
Gotcha.
Not only are you building your list, because yes, when you're ready to launch that $27 product, now you have a list to launch it out to. And when they opt in, you can let them know, hey, I'm revamping my greatest training ever that's helped save thousands of brides from the headache and frustration and discomfort of planning their wedding, and making sure that this day is the dream day that they've always thought about. If you would like to get first access to that, opt in here. And now you can just send them to a wait list of everybody who opts in. The people who opt into the wait list, those are buyers. Those are people that you're going to love forever because they want to buy their way out of pain. 1,000,000%, man. Everybody skips the lead step in the value ladder, and I understand why. I get it. It's so much more fun to make money and sale. I get it. But this is the secret step to everything, especially for experts. You worked great to create an amazing lead magnet, and you have the confidence to give it away for free. So let's start doing that. Let's bring people into an amazing product. Let's solve problems for them, and let's build our list. And also the being able to reach out, being able to ask questions to current to-be brides is invaluable. It's old market research that Trey was saying earlier. You're going to do this for a month, and you're going to know everything that you need to know about your customer.
Right. And I think that's the mind shift change I need to have more like a CEO, because even ChatGPT says you have 60 days or less. Again, this is not like survival backpacks. I can't build a survival list of people that I'm going to have forever. Again, once their wedding's planned, they don't need me. Once their wedding's over, they really don't need me unless I've got something after the fact. So it's hard for me to wrap my brain around going, hey, I've got a 60-day window. What if I catch them at day 45? And they get my free thing. But by the time I get around to saying, or whatever it is, they're gone. But I have to look at it as if I get all that information from them, then I'm using them as my focus group for the next time I run the ad to the new brides who just got engaged to help me push to them sooner. So, you know what I mean? I have to get my brain, because I'm thinking about leaving money on the table. And right now money is tight for us. And so it's hard to take money out and not have money coming in. That's why I love the lead idea. But my wife's like, I'll take a $27 sale. And I'm like, I know if I get 10, $27 sales, we make our car payment. That's like the challenge. But it's also about that foundation. So I just got to change my focus and get that on that, because that's the problem with an email list. I had a 500 email list, but then I look back at it and I'm like, well, they're from 2024 or they're from 2023. So they're not my list anymore, because it keeps fluctuating when they're, you know what I mean? That's the problem with this niche, is that it has a shelf life. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm choosing the difficult side, but it's a vast one too. It's a broad audience.
What I would be doing to elongate your life cycle is I'd be reaching out to like a Stacy and a Paul Martino who do relationship and marriage counseling. And I would be then passing your people off, right? I would become an affiliate for that marriage counselor. And I would say,
I
hey,
got you.
congratulations. Now that you've done this thing, there's a whole new journey that awaits. And many, many of the couples that I've helped have a hard first year. Just like every couple in the world says, the first year of marriage is the hardest.
Yeah.
Life is about to change. And if you find yourself needing counseling, if you're a couple who's experiencing this, or this, you're not alone and it's not your fault. There are some proper steps that we need to take to make sure we stay on the tracks. So like that's what I would do. So now my old list, I can reach out to my old list and I can re-hit the list every quarter. I can be like, hey, is your marriage falling apart? Hey, does your partner hate your face?
Right.
You know, and now I'm setting
mom
them
and dad
over
coming between you.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Our in-laws ruining your marriage. Yes. And I can pass them off to counseling services and other businesses. And then I can receive commissions on those future purchases. So you just doubled, you just 2x'd all your revenues for life.
Right. And even if it's 1%, again, every sale is a sale you didn't have. And every no is one you didn't ask for. It makes perfect sense because, well, as photographers, we actually do that. Once they're married, then I have an email sequence that goes, if they haven't bought an album, how to display your photos, how to display your pictures on the wall, which is basically geared to get them to buy photos from us, and the dangers of Costco versus what we do. And albums are the same thing. And then usually about once a year, we will go back and rerun. If they didn't buy video from us or they didn't buy this, we'll be like, hey, by the way, do you want this? And so I could easily do that for a post-wedding as far as that with the affiliate thing. I like that idea. And again, depending on your conversion rate, if you get any at all, it's like you get one sale and you get money. It's like, cool, that's something that's automatically set out and you just set it up and it just churn for what you can. I like that. That makes sense. I'll have to look into that again. Laser focused to get one thing launched, to get this. Well, it was launched. Now we got to get it relaunched with the VSL system, and then get the lead up and thing going. So cool. I like it.
Once you get that VSL funnel, you're absolutely right. Hyper focus on that. Paying attention to clarity, our screen recordings, learning from the data that we're getting. But once you start getting free time, 100% it'd be a lead magnet. And sure, it does cost money. This is the hard part of business, right? Because business doesn't care about what payments you have coming up. It just doesn't. Business is business. So this is also something you could do organically, Doug. You can just run organic traffic. Do you have a social media presence right now?
Some. We have about 2,000 followers. I'm gearing up to start the every single day short challenge. ChatGPT, Dante helped me with some hooks, but ChatGPT helped me literally come up with 52 weeks of shorts that are geared 80% towards education for wedding planning, 10% towards connection, 10% towards photography tips, and the other 10% about us. So literally I've got 52 weeks straight of YouTube shorts and all of that. And so I love the fact of I actually do like the fact of the free lead magnet, because obviously you understand that every CTA is not sign up for my free class. It's follow for more, or it's, hey, DM me the word whatever. And so with the free lead magnet, I'll put that in my link. Hey, do you guys go to our bio to get our free wedding calculator to help you start the process? I can do that like 80% of the time because it's free. And that'll either push them to my opt-in, or if I have the $27 one, I could literally push them to that, which is going to be a lot less than go sign up for my free wedding class or even my VSL page, so I literally, the second it recommended that I do a free lead magnet, I struggle with it. But then I was like, well, again, if I get 100 people to buy a $27 product, it's all about its quantity. And again, I've done the research. At any one time, there are 1.8 million girls in the United States that have been engaged for 3 months or less. 1.8 million. And I don't even need to reach a percentage of them to change like 1% of them. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Russell would be like, Doug, I want to learn from you if I hit 1% of them. I'm like, that's, and all of that. So it's kind of okay. So yeah, so I love that. So yeah, I'm getting ready to start that. I want to, the challenge is I've got a lot going on. I'm trying to get all this done, and then the other challenge is we have kids that are sick. So it's kind of like finding the time to record. But I've got all my process in place, and I'm gonna start recording those and get like 5 of them done. Cause I'm not one of those people that I'm gonna start it tomorrow and then do it for 3 days and then quit and then come back to it. Like when I claim to one short video every day for a year, I'm going to do it every day. I'm not going to give up on it because I know it takes, what was the guy talking about? It took like month 3, then month 4, he was losing more than he got. And then month 5 is when it took off. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay. And I read through all 365 video ideas it gave me. And I'm like, these are fire. Like, these are things I would never like. My wife and I had to have a discussion about some of these hooks are like, why would you say that? That's scary. And I'm like, I know, but this is what you said. This is how you get people to stop and go, you're about to
Yeah.
destroy your wedding. And you're like, what? So yeah.
100%. It's
So
marketing.
yeah, I know. And it's weird to think about, but it's totally, it's funny because after Trey and nobody else has their hand up. So I was like, obviously no, but as you and I can keep talking. But yeah, what Trey talked about last week when he was showing the Pippi ads and the guy, he goes, whatever's going on, you changed this from war in Ukraine to tariffs and all of that. We have a pet and there's these little pet toy things that we've been following for a while. I haven't bought them because I'm just like, no, we don't need that. But literally yesterday, I saw the ad that basically says because of tariffs, literally dogging on the tariff thing, even though there is no tariff thing, we know that, saying because of the tariff issue, we only have 400 left. Unfortunately, we've made all our projects overseas and we're sad to say buy now while you still can. And literally, I looked at that and I went to the ad and you can see the comments. Some people are smart enough to go, really? Because your website, nowhere does it say that you guys are going out of business. And I looked at my wife and I was like, they are using fear to sell these 400 and they may not be lying. They may only have 400 in stock, but they probably got a shipping container coming over. Practically sure they do. But I'm just realizing how people are using that and and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, the biggest fear with brides right now is with tariffs is like stuff like Temu and Shein and all the places because they get all their flowers cheap. And everything I see in every bride is like, am I going to get my stuff in time? Am I going to get it at all? And it's one of those where it's like, okay, I don't sell flowers. And I'm like, how can I sell this product using that? And I haven't quite figured that out yet. But there are a lot of tactics that I use with fear about that, is your wedding going to suck? Is your mother-in-law going to take this over? That's why I put that one line. It's like, how many brides have wasted $5,000 to make you go, what? It's like, I mean, and of course, depending on what you do, I can't save you money if you don't listen. I mean, if you decide you're going to plan your wedding on the most expensive venue on the most expensive day at the most expensive time of the year, then you're on your own. And my recommendation is pick a weekday, pick a Monday in the middle of summer, and all these other when all their pricing is, that's the easiest. I can save you $10,000 on your venue that way. If you choose not to, well, I can't help you, but it's like, that's how you do it. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, my goal is to do that. I'm going to do both. My goal is to hit everything I can. Just start. If you go to our Instagram right now, it's all of our amazing photos. I used to do TikToks like 2 years ago, and I would just follow whatever dancing trend was, and it did okay, and people liked it. But now I told my wife's like, you need to alternate it because she goes, if we just see all of our wedding photos, and then I just see 365 of your face, I'm like, but is it going to matter if we're making $500,000 and we get a 2 Comic Club award? And she goes, I mean, I guess not. I was like, you guess not? So I'm going to try to intersperse it between that and actual wedding photos, but that's the goal. So yes, I am planning on doing that, offering the free lead magnet unless you recommend something different. I mean, it could almost be a CTA for every single video, almost because it's free.
It could. Yeah. It could be a CTA for all videos that you don't have a solid CTA for. You will have some videos that are meant to like follow my page. Hey,
right.
Glad to meet you. I do this every single day. Follow for more tips and tricks.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
But like, how much more content can you now create because you have this lead magnet that's free? And
right.
I mean, yeah, it would be my CTA many times.
Right.
And also, excuse me, I've had a frog in my throat all day. Yep. Also, I would really play around with not telling them the URL, especially early on. Like as you first start posting about your thing, don't give them the URL. Say, hey, I have a free calculator that helps you do this. I have a free calculator that helps you avoid this and get this. If you want that calculator, comment me in the comments. The reason we're doing that is we're trying to pump the algorithm. So they comment me in the comments, and then you reach out the DM with the link, and now they got a comment, and somebody else comes and comments, and the algorithm sees, wow, this video is getting views and it's getting comments, and now you get much more of an organic push, and now you're getting in front of new people.
Right. And then, yeah, you just set up ManyChat to be able to do that automatically and everything else like that. So you can so because they're commenting and you're commenting, hey, thanks for, I just sent you a message, and it's twice as many comments they're seeing it. And it's versus just go to my page and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, exactly.
100%. And we're searching for virality as much as we can with this. I want to create things that are going to get in front of as many people as possible. Last thing I'm thinking about here too, Doug, is your existing list.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit up the existing list. Like when you launch the profit calculator, hit up your existing list and say, hey, do you have friends or family getting married right now? I just announced something new. I know it might not be perfect for you, but if you have any friends or family that are going through the marriage process, or they're experiencing this and you want to help them, please share my calculator with them. It's going to do a great deal. Now you'll only get percentages, but man, what if 10% of your existing list went and shared that with just one person?
Right.
Great, more leads. And of those people, what if you turn 10% into sales? Great, more sales, right? It's never going to end, Doug. It's never
right. Yeah. No, exactly. And well, again, it's one of those, you kick the dead horse or you bleed the wash wagon until it's dry. Like I said, a lot of people on our list, again, it comes from all the ads we ran as photographers. So that's how I built my list. A lot of them couldn't end up affording us for photography. So there are some that I pulled into my list in November of 2024. They're not getting married until 2027. So I know there are still some people on that list that are whatever. And so it's like hitting them with the calculator is another great way to either re-get them to opt in maybe, or to figure out where they're at, or like one person said, maybe get them off my list. One mentor said, your marketing should always either draw them in or repel them, and get them. And so it's like, get them to unsubscribe. So you're like, oh, okay. And everything else like that. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I might do that too, because I've got about 415 people on this email list. So I might just do a mass email and be like, hey, we just created something brand new. If you're still planning, check this out. Or if you're already married and you're just following along because you love us, thank you. If you know someone who is, this is revolutionary, blah, 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 blah. Send this to them. It's free. See what they think, or if you know somebody, or check it out if you want. If you have any ideas or something that's missing that you might want to add, let us know. So, and just see what happens. And again, one person, like I said, it's always, cool. I like that. I will work on it.
Same thing with the course, Doug. $27 course. When that $27 course gets launched, I would immediately be sending an email out to my existing list, and I'd say, hey guys, new opportunity alert. For years, Ashley and myself have been offering this course privately to our private members at $97. And we've been able to see amazing results. Over the years, we've seen brides go from this to this, from this to this, from this to this, just with the training inside of this course. And we revamped it for 2025 and wanted to share it with you because you're our special person and you've been with us for years. We want to offer it to you at $27, a 70% decrease or whatever it is, from 97 to 27, and then hit the list. And you can say, if you're struggling with these things, feel free. We'd love to have the course for you. But if you know someone who is struggling with these things, we would love to help them as well and give them this special rate. So now some buy, some share, generating more clients out of thin air.
Right. No, I love that. And honestly, and I guess for clarification, the $27 is actually a pack of the guides, like 4 of the guides for $27. So I still plan to sell the course for $197. That's like my prime mover $10,000 buy-in. That's my top of my value ladder right now, because I I'd have to flesh out other things to be more expensive because it was telling me to do a monthly, it was telling me to do one-on-one coaching. And I was like, again, my goal in all of this is to be faceless, like Trey was talking about. I don't want to do one-on-one coaching, especially with brides. Now, maybe when I get to photographers and I go to that arm, I will. But again, that also becomes my time and effort, and so it's valuable. So 197 currently is the top side of my value ladder, unless they hire me to photograph them, which is going to come at a price depending on where they're at. So, but yeah, I totally could do that too.
And then you have opportunities to dip in there too. You can offer them your services as photographers. For some people local, that'll probably work out. They'll take you on. For some of the right people national, they'll take you on as well. But you can also become what would they call it in the real estate industry, it's called a referral agent.
Right.
So you can literally say to all these people, hey, have you picked your photographer yet? If not, we'd love for you to look at our services, but I also have connections all across the country to the nation's top photographers.
Right.
And then you can just become the middleman. Right. And you can have a button that says, I need help finding a photographer. And then you go out, find the photographers, you call them up and say, hey, I have a client who needs you for their wedding. What's the commission you would pay me? They say 10%, you say 30, and then they say yes to 30. So now you pass them on over and you're grabbing 30% there. And you start doing that nationally as well.
Right. The other thing, what it recommended, and what I really want to look at again is like not spreading myself too thin, is to go try to do affiliate through wedding planners with the course, because it's again, we get a lot of referrals, but a DJ referring me makes no sense. Neither does a florist, because by the time you get to a DJ and their flowers, you've already booked your photographer. Wedding planners and venues are the top two ways. Venues aren't going to be my help because my goal is to get them to a cheaper venue and to save money on a venue. So they're probably not going to go whatever. Wedding planners are the way. And so it even recommended, like, even if you gave them like a 40% commission, where it's like, hey, this $197, if you want to make $80 for every bride that's already paying you, here's what I got, send them this way. And I was at first, again, as a business guy, I'm like, God, I don't want to give up 40% commission. But then I was like, well, would you rather have 60% of a sale somebody else did, or 100% of something you didn't do? And I was like, good God. I mean, I know all the planners around here, but I mean, I could easily find all the planners, reach out to them, see what I need to do, let them beta watch my course for free and go, what do you think? Are there things that I should add or not, or whatever? All you have to do is send them to this funnel, send them to your bride, and they go, hey, you're having issues here or something. Or even the bride that can't afford you, I know you want to hire me, but I'm $2,000 and you're a budget bride. By the way, have you seen this? Give them a link. And then even, would you like to make $80 on a bride that can't afford to hire you as a planner? I would. So I love that idea too, because it makes me commit my own marketing. And then, of course, like I said before, 197 is my starting point. Once I have proof that I can sell it, and I can sell a lot of it, then I'll raise it to 250. Then I'll raise it to 297. For me, I feel like 297 is probably the cap for the budget. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going to keep pushing until I find it. If I can sell it at 500, obviously, but
what's a product worth? A product is worth what somebody's willing to
pay for it. Exactly. So, and again, and on the budget side is where it's like, okay, well, if you've got $2,000 to book your whole wedding, are you going to pay me $600 just to figure out how? It's like, so again, it's just finding where that is. It's like, what if I have to drop it to 97? I'm fine. If I can, a million at 97 is better than 0 at 197. So, but of course, I'd rather have a million at 297. So, but anyway, but yeah, that's what it started telling.
What we're really looking for is a sustainable system.
Yep.
That's the price point I'm looking for. And Doug, you just hit the expert level of the game here.
Right.
I wasn't even going to talk about this because it's just more on your plate. And I've already put so much more on your plate, so much more for you to think about. But yes, Dream 100, your wedding plan.
Right.
You get 100 wedding planners that are on board and promote your thing. Guess what? To the people that do pay wedding planners, they have money. So that wedding planner can easily sell your course and easily get those monies. But for the people that don't buy wedding planners, because that wedding planner, they're taking their time to do consultations and to sell the service. So now you give them a great way to save the sale. Now, a wedding planner can go through, they can do the 30 minutes of the hard pitch. The person stays resilient. At the end of it, it's like, no, sorry. Thank you for your time. I just don't have the money for this. I can't book you. I wish I could. No worries. I actually have an amazing partner, Doug, who he has a great training. And anybody that this is too much of a stretch for, I love to push them to this. I can't work for you, but you can have all the information you need in here, and you can do this yourself the best way possible. You're giving them an option to save the sale. Not only make more monies on the people they're selling, but turn the no's into yeses. That will transform their business. And you can go run a Dream 100 concept on that and get 100 people to promote your thing.
Well, and even
there's no ad cost. Like, sure, I'm giving away 40%. Yes, it seems like a huge chunk. There's zero ad cost. There's no missing. There's no wasting money. It's not like, oh, I spent $1,500 last month on ads, didn't see a really good ROI, but at least it was great branding, and most people saw my ad, and it got in front of them, and now at least I'm in their conference. No, there's none of that. It's direct. It's all JV partnerships. 1,000,000% yes.
Yep. Well, and it's not just 100 too, because again, if you start thinking about, because again, planners are like brides. There are planners that are luxury, and then there are cheap. We have a lot of friends that only charge $600 to be a day of coordinator, and they go to that, and so they don't even know a lot of stuff. And so
my wife bought one of those. Yeah, my wife bought one of those, and she fired her the same day.
Yeah. So there's a lot of them that are really good, but there's a lot of them that do it on the. I laugh at some weddings I show up in, and a girl shows up in booty shorts, and you're just like, you don't even look, and you're just like, do you think you're going to show up and like put up decor and tell people when to eat, and it's going to be whatever? And I'm just like, it's crazy. But in those instances, it's like, if give them something that they can offer. Well, and I didn't even tell you, like, one of the biggest bonuses of our course is that we have a friend who is a luxury wedding photographer. She charges $6,000 for wedding planning. She charges $1,000 for just to sit down with a consult with her. And then if you book her, she takes it off. If not, you're paying her $1,000 for her time. So we sat down and did an hour-long interview with her for this very purpose. And ChatGPT gave me a list of 20 questions about budget photography. I recorded it, did a video podcast, and that's literally my bonus offer. If you buy this, I'm like, you get a interview with a $6,000 luxury wedding planner. This wedding planner would beat out any other wedding planner around. And so in my mind, it's like, that is something that even a budget wedding planner can go, hey, I'm only $600. I'm here just to set up your day. Here's this, which actually has a video with a $6,000 luxury wedding planner. If you want to know what the top tier person talks about, here it is, or it also teaches them. So, and with wedding planners, there's no end to that. I mean, again, like you said, it's what Trey talks about is, the guy who worked for the sports clips that has all these employees, and he has himself. I'm like, technically it's like having 100 employees, or every wedding planner I can find, I'm paying, I could literally have them paying them $80 a sale, or whatever I decide it is. It doesn't have to be $80. It's like whatever you think is, hey, which $60 valuable enough to you to push it is $80, whatever. And then I have 100 people working for me, and all I do is see my ClickFunnels rates going, what's happening? And I see all these sales going through, and then you realize it's Dante over here that's been selling me all these, and he's pushing it to every bride. And I'm just like, well, Dante, so maybe I do something nice for Dante. And it's like, so they're employees, but they're not, because they're just pushing my value through. So I like the idea. Again, like you said, I've got a lot on my plate. I need to start getting it going, and I need to get money, and I really want to get the product funnel and the $27 value ladder leading it to it. And then get the VSL going to do the straight sale. You had actually said the first time we talked, you said, get the VSL going. And then you said, once you get the $27 product going, you shut off the VSL. So basically, and you do that through the marketing. So is that still something, or would I just keep doing both, like trying to push people straight to the 197, or just walk them through? And I know it's tough to do that, but
it is tough to do that because it's funnel. You have drop off throughout the whole thing, right? So you just need more numbers on the front end to make it profitable. But like what I was talking with you about, Doug, is still true to this day. The mid price point products, 197 to 497, they're just really struggling right now. Ads are not converting well for them. CPMs on those products are up. So I would stand with what I told you the first time. I wouldn't really have you run ads to the VSL.
Right.
I would have you run ads to the lead magnet and the $27 product because the low price point, or 47 is a really nice price point too. But the low price point products are doing really well. People are actually able to remain profitable on those front end sales. So I would have you go that. And then the 197 course, that's your own internal, whether you got them as a lead or a $27 course, doesn't matter. That's your own efforts pushing them into that.
Because once they've already bought from me, then they know who I am, and it's not who is this guy, is it a scam? It's like, hey, you just bought all of the guides I have. By the way, do you want to read all these guides? Do you want to watch this? Blah, 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 blah. Do you want this full course where I walk you through each step of your thing? Or even like you said, give them the first video, let them buy it and chop it up and buy one video. Or you could literally do what Voodoo does. I thought about this the other day. I didn't ask ChatGPT or Dante, but Voodoo will do it where, like, if I buy the first Spider-Man and then they offer a bundle with Spider-Man, they take what I paid out of the bundle price because I've already bought Spider-Man #1. And I was like, I could break it up and say, do you want my video on how to save $10,000 on your wedding venue? If you do, it's $49.99. And then, do you want the whole course? The course is $200 minus this. So now it's only this to upgrade to get the full course and all of that to be able to add it. And then again, different ways to make money, whether they want the whole thing. And again, I was like, that actually would be interesting, because most people are like, well, it's normally $300, but I've already spent $50. So let me just upgrade and get the rest. It's easier than to go $200. So anyway, you and I have talked the whole time, but which is awesome, because I'm like, I was expecting all the people today. I guess they got what they needed with Trey. But
I guess so. Doug, give me just 2 seconds. I have to step back. I'll be right back with you. Cool. Okay, so much better. We talked about a lot there, Doug.
We did, and
you're right on the money, man.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I wasn't going to go into the $27 product thing, but you're the one that brought it up. And so basically what I did is I did a mind map dump with ChatGPT, because I have like 5 different ways I want to go, obviously. I watched the Zen Drop thing. So I've already downloaded the survival store that they did. I've downloaded the pet store, because I'm a big survivalist. I'm a Boy Scout, and my wife is really into pets. So I'm just like, obviously my goal is not to just go, I have one course only. If I'm pass or fail, I'm like, no, the goal is you spread the roots of the tree out, and I try to make as much money. And my wife's like, we're photographers. And I'm like, I don't care if I'm making $200,000 a year selling survival products with an e-com store. Cool. And then you just make enough money that you hire someone to manage that side of it. I saw a video by Dave Ramsey. It was a TikTok, and he said, we have 14 different profit centers in this company. And I was like, you have 14 different profit centers? I was like, well, that's, again, if one of them's doing great and the other one's failed, then you've got one. And so I was like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. So I wanted the ChatGPT, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And it was the one that said, well, this is what I would recommend. And I was like, okay, what would you do with? And that's how I started getting into the $27 product thing. I put in what you said, and it said, well, I would recommend this. And then I listed, I was like, these are all the products I have. And it was like, cool. And then again, I had to tweak it, because it wants me to do a monthly subscription, which I understand that's how the linchpin works, is to get the monthly subscription, which I might do, but right now I don't have the bandwidth or the ability to manage a bridal group. Like right now, I might get into that eventually, but it's like right now my goal is make money, get this going so I can pay my bills. So it's like that might be something that comes down the line. It's like, hey, sign up for 6 months in this wedding group of this community that we have and get free all this other stuff. But when it started talking about that arm, I was like, this is amazing to take all of these products, and the way it said bundle them and then get them from free to $27, and then I order bump because I have a free little mini ebook. It's like bump that, and then get them to the vendor packet of all your guides, and then here's a bump to go with that. And then it's like, you basically 3 days later, you need to be offering them your course because it's like snag them within the first 30 days. And I'm just like, oh, so it's not a long thing. And it's like, no, you want to get them within 2 weeks. They should either be on or not buying your course. And I'm just like, oh, because again, it's strike while the iron is hot. And I was like, man, that's what Dante said. And I'm like, cool. And then it also is helping me work on the VSL as well. Cause I'm like, I need sales right now while I'm getting the other thing. So I like the opt-in idea because I can get that done in like no time flat. I've got all the products done. They're already in ClickFunnels. I just have to build the page for it to get opt-ins and that's what it said too. It's like, even if they don't buy, you're getting their email. So you have a list built. And so, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days to do all this while we're camping, and I have like no coverage. And
because you know what you're going to do, Doug.
yeah,
Even if they opt in, you're going to have a referral program.
Mhm.
You give a $50 Amazon gift card or a $50 Visa gift card for everybody that they send to you, for every
Ooh.
to-be bride that is referred to you. So now,
Gotcha.
the power is in the list. There's so many different ways I can think to monetize the list
That's a
and
good
turn
idea.
one person into 5.
That's a good idea. It has to become profitable too, because then you can't be sending out $50 gift cards for 10 people and nobody buys. It's like, ooh, so it's got to be, yeah. But I like that idea too. It's like,
Well, there's a
basically,
bunch of ways that you could do that. You could just say, hey, when you have somebody buy, just make sure that they tell you what email they bought through. And when somebody buys, just send me an email containing their name and email that they used to purchase. Done. You just go to your
Gotcha.
records. You just go, like, we can make systems for this in the future. There's entire
Gotcha.
softwares that will automate all this. But to get it started, that's easy peasy.
Yeah. No, that's incredibly a good idea. I like that. It's like, even if you're not in this place or if you buy or this, that, and the other, we do that anyway. If you send a bride to us, you get an extra print or whatever for photography, which they
Yes.
love. So I'm already doing that. And again, there's a lot of bridal products that we've already dropped from Zendrop. I never planned on having a store, but just listening to Zendrop and all the different products that have to do with weddings, I'm like, well, why not have a store? So it's kind of one of those where it's like, I mean, might as well. I mean, here's a coupon for 25% off of this, that, or the other. Cause it's like, you're going to buy it, might as well send them to me. So there's
And you know what? And you know what else they do, Doug? You know what else? People who get married have a lot of friends who get married. And you know what they need to buy? Wedding gifts. What if you had a storefront full of wedding gifts that your people could come back to 6 months, a year, 5 years later when their friends get married, and now they can repurchase through you?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I caution you against that, though. I caution you against that because for years and years, we've watched people try and do this, and the hand can only serve one master.
Exactly.
So as we start having, I have an e-com store here, I have an expert product here,
Right.
man, especially when when early on and still really working out the marketing muscles that we're building right here, it can be so hard to jump from product to product, expert to e-com, have the marketing and the mindsets right. So Russell has said forever, and he still does to this day, and I agree with him, focus on the one.
Right.
Russell likes to say exactly, focus on one until you scale it to $1 million.
Yep.
Then move on to another project.
Yep.
For you, I would not touch anything e-com
Right.
until your 3 steps, free $27. Sorry.
No.
197 G's. Sorry, wrong pipe.
No, it's okay.
Until you get those first 3 steps of your value ladder hashed out and working.
Right.
I mean, working like to the point where you're like, hey, it's Friday. Let me take the day off.
Right.
Honey, let's go somewhere nice. When it's working, then you can go move over to e-com.
Got it. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's been hard for me because obviously I see like doing the $27 product thing as e-com, but it's not really. You know what I mean? It's like, because it is, but it isn't, because I'm technically selling a digital product, but
Yep.
I'm not. So technically I'm focusing on it, but I'm not. So I totally get it, but I'm not selling, whatever. I'm not selling a survival store, yet. I'm not focusing on those and all the product pages and Trey's OFA yet and all the different things he talked about in the V curve. I'm not doing that yet because it's all digital and I'm leading to what I already know and I'm just pushing them through what I've already got. And so I get it, but you're right. It's totally a different thing. And I understand the shiny object syndrome. I understand that it's like, I want to make money so bad and I want to be a success at what I believe God has called me to do so bad that it's like, I want to do everything and all of that. But it's like, I know the course is the right way. It's just a matter of, again, taking that kink out of the system and getting it selling. And then all the guides and things that I've made, getting them in a process to where money is coming in and then tweaking it so more money. Like I said before, when you said the Russell talks about 100 products a day thing, I'm like, I mean, seriously, $127 products a day is insanity. And if I did that 5 times a month, that's life changing. Like that's $100K a year just selling a $27 product. And then you're just like, take it and, you can go ridiculous with that. So so I get it. It's like, I just need to focus on getting it going so I can. And then that's not even counting bumps and offers and all the other things. And so I love that idea. I'm going to put the referral thing down. I need to figure that out, but not get it. I need to get it I need to get the opt-in launched, obviously.
Yes.
And all of that. So
there's about 7,671 women that get engaged every single day in the US. 7,671. I want you to remember that number. 100 is, I don't even know the math to that. 0.002%, whatever it is. Very, very achievable numbers, Doug.
Yep.
Very.
Yep. Yeah, I know my audiences, and when I do my Facebook audiences, I look for engaged and I look for newly engaged, either 6 months or less or 3 months or less. And so that and then usually I do ages 21 to 45. And that literally, that audience size is 1.6 to 1.8 million at any one time that have been engaged for less than 6 months. So they're probably in the planning system. That's a ridiculously broad audience to market to. And I never reach that. Usually my impressions are about 5 to 10,000, depending on how much money. So it's like that never run. I could run depending on how you do Facebook ads, and we didn't go into that. And I want to help people. And I'm like, it'll get you confused. But I was like, that's so many, I could run 5 different ads and the same person will not see the ad ever if I set it up right with my ad sets. It's like, so the pie is easy to get to. And so it's like, and that's what you said. I don't even need all of that. To have to get a 2 Comma Club award, I need more. But my goal is not a 2 Comma Club award. My goal is freedom for my family. My goal is to be able to do this and be into Russell's prime group and all of that. And that's all well and good. But my goal is to have a legacy for my kids and be able to do what I love full time and then just throw gas on it and go, cool, now that I've got it. And then, like you said, I'll find someone to run ecom. I mean, it's easy. It's like, I can go pay someone. Russell talks about that. He's a dreamer and he pays people that close for him. That's how I am. I'm a dreamer. I'm like, here's my vision. Now I need to find someone to go do it so I don't have to do it, so I can just dream. So, so I'll get there. But
You've mentioned Dave Ramsey a couple times, Doug, and I was just watching this. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan, massive Dave Ramsey fan. And I forgot the exact number. I was just watching him last week talk about this. I think 3 years is the number. 3 years is how long it took for Dave Ramsey Institution to turn a profit.
Yeah.
That was him doing events. He did JV events. He did JV marketing. He just did it with churches. But Dave Ramsey practiced JV. 3 years. 3 years before he made a profit.
Yep.
And that's many times that's business, Doug. I'm not saying we can't make profits on the front end. I'm not saying we can't make money, and I'm not saying you can't hit your goals on the front end. We can. But I just see this mindset so often with people, and I hear what you say so often too. Man, I need the cash. Backs against the wall, got to make things happen, and we immediately go to making money. I just, man, if you're gonna run ads to a paid product, you know how this game works, Doug. Facebook, because of the pixel, they know how much monies you're charging in your funnel with your upsells and with everything. They know what you're charging, so they know exactly how hard they can throttle you in ad spend before you call it quits. So if you're going to run ads to a $27 product, it is going to cost money to make that money.
Yeah.
I gotta urge you, when you start your ads, just make one that goes to a lead funnel.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Just make
Yeah.
that one. I know it might take a little longer to see the monies come back, might take a little longer to get the harvest, but we reap what we sow. And I love the mindset. I respect the position that you're in. But man, adding another 30 days to that life cycle by bringing people in as leads and nurturing these leads to turn them into sales may very well be far more profitable than running ads right to a paid product.
Yep. No, it's true. I mean, like I said, I know the ads are working. We've looked at that, and then it's getting the opt-in page to convert. So I know how to get people to my pages, because that's what I spent the last 4 years and a lot of money figuring out when it comes to Facebook. So I know how to do that. It's just, yeah, it's getting them and finding out what we need to do to figure out that mindset to get them there. So totally get
100%.
it. Totally understand. So
awesome.
Yep.
Well, you are right on track, Doug. I'm super proud of you, man. Great work here.
Thank you. I appreciate the help. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep re-upping, because the VIP thing is, like I said, I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to be a VIP with OFA forever, because there's so much things you learn just daily. Just listen to you and Trey talk. I'm just like, dude, let me just write. I can't write fast enough. I'm like, what? There's something new? What's this? What's Hey Jen? What? Oh my gosh. I could do all these TikToks without being in them. Man, it's crazy.
That's why we do OFA every day, just $100, and we'll build you up. That's awesome, Doug.
I love it. So cool.
Great stuff, man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate all the help.
Awesome. All right, Evan. What can I do for you today, sir?
Hey, Dante.
Hey.
Actually, well, like you just touched on an important point. Certainly for me, like I'm probably not in the same kind of position as Doug is, like, because I already have a separate business. Like doing the OFA is not necessarily, well, part of it is being able to diversify and have my own income stream, but it's not like do or die. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
But it's still, well, do I continue with my original idea or do something easier? Because like with all the stuff Trey is talking about, it's like I don't even need to put my face out there, which I'm kind of a private person, so
yes, you are.
But then it's like, well, then I have to find something else, which might be more in, say, a red sea than a red ocean than a blue ocean. So it's like I'm my own worst enemy, as you've pointed out before.
What Trey showed today is the way. If you want to find easy products that you don't have to put your face on, like in all the examples Trey showed earlier, I know you came in just a little bit later, so I think you saw them all. But when he was talking about the solar-powered battery charger, well, the affiliates, so he used PyPy ads to find products that are converting, products that are selling, trends that he can ride. But then all the people who were selling that, they did use their face, to be really clear. It was them on a video talking about the product. They didn't talk about how they built the product. They weren't the attractive character of the product. They were just talking about it. So I love that methodology. It works amazing. And then Hey Jen, you don't even have to use your face. You can make robot avatars that are reading the scripts for you. 1,000,000%. I love that whole setup for ecom. I'm such a huge fan of it, Evan. It's plug and play. It's simple. It's easy. You collect commissions. I mean, it's a fantastic way to make sales immediately without a lot of headache that comes with owning the product.
Okay.
What are you thinking? Are you thinking about a pivot? Are you thinking about just going and finding a bunch of trending products and promoting them?
That seems, yes. I mean, I'm thinking more in that direction because it seems simpler and less, let's say, emotionally heavy.
And less responsibility. Like, I love the mindset that you have, and I respect it so much. The mindset of like, I don't want to do anybody wrong. I don't want to not do what I'm saying, right? And I'm like, go sell it without having it. And you're like, but that's wrong. So I love your mindset on all that. And you're right. You're absolutely right. This is frictionless. This is a frictionless way for you to start selling other people's products and services where you don't ever have to feel bad about anything. You just find good products that people want to buy and you go sell them.
Right. And like it's not like I want to abandon my original idea, because I think it's a good idea, but again, something easier to test myself on first.
I think so. And the big thing I'm thinking, so much less startup, sweat capital, as they like to call it. You don't have to go find different products. You don't have to go source them. You don't have to do your testing. You don't have to figure out how to then print on top of that to get the cool designs. You don't have to test the printing to make sure that they don't fall off if it gets too hot or too cold. You don't need any of that. You just go. And I want to see you go. While I do think it's a great idea, I want to see you go. I want to see you sell some products, and I want to see you making cash.
Of course.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's been other things going on, so it's been a bit more difficult lately, but yeah, just try to do something, I guess.
I love that.
Not I guess. No, I'll do something.
Oh, come
somewhere.
on. I don't even have to reframe you anymore. You're doing it yourself. I love this.
Well, yeah, trying to catch myself.
You are. You just did it right there. Just did it. So as a coach, that lets me know, I know you're doing that when I'm not around too. You're not just doing that to impress me. You're not that kind of guy. So I love seeing that. That's growth. That's positive momentum. That's what we're shooting for.
And I just have to, I know I have to stop being hard on myself and overestimating how good the competition is.
Oh, do you do that? You say my competitors must be really good at this. How could I win?
Yeah.
They pretty much all suck at it. They're just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, in my current business, it's like my business partner doesn't understand the direct marketing world, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of dragging him along with this, and it's like, if this is how most people operate, and he does more than even baseline, but it's still like there's no trying to understand the, like, actually get to know the customer. It's just like we put it up, we kind of know who we're selling to, and it's like, if they buy, great. But there's just so much left on the table that's just really, it's not that much more effort.
Nope, it's not. Yeah. That's 99% of your competition. They're all doing it that exact same way.
That makes me feel better.
Good. It should. It should.
But then it's also like what Doug was touching on. It's like, and Russell has talked about being a steward of good ideas. And it's like, I still don't want to abandon the sticker idea because it's a good idea and don't know where it might lead.
But we could make that a side project. Yeah. Like right now it's your main focus, and you could make your main focus selling other products and running that tray method, and then you could do the stickers on the side. And how many products do you hear about that's the exact same story? Oh, this product took me 5 years to create. No, it didn't take 5 years for you to create that product. It took 5 years for you to figure out how to make something work in business so you could pay your bills and feed your family. And while you were doing that for 5 years, you were also working on this side project. Come on. Right. Yeah. We know the game. Don't lie to me now. So many great products were born exactly where you are right now.
Okay. That's encouraging.
Good.
And
Good.
yes,
So what's your plan? Are you gonna get Pi ads and just start doing your research and finding these kind of products that are trending, and then are you gonna pick like
Yeah.
a top 3 and start with that?
I mean, that sounds like a good way to do it. Like,
I agree.
yeah. I mean, there's the other part is that there's just so many tools.
Yes.
I know at least with Trey there saying, okay, I use chat and Pi ads mostly. Okay, that at least helps narrow it down. But it's still like, oh well, there's this new AI thing that makes websites for you. It's like, well, and then videos. It's like need focus, need a filter.
That's why I love you guys being an OFA. You can trust Trey. You can trust Russell. You have access to some of the highest rated coaches out there in this game. They always stay on top of everything. They only bring you the good. They filter out all the trash. So yeah, there's tons of tools. One might also call those bridges. One might also call those women in red dresses. You are an OFA. You get to just focus on the information you're learning from your coach because you know that it's right and good and true. Pi ads to HeyGen videos and ChatGPT and Dante AI for your marketing and copy and positioning. That's it.
And just making the time.
Making, not finding, making. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, well, not hopefully, no. I think things are clearing up now, so I can actually, focus on this.
Awesome. Love to hear that, Evan. When this all works out, I'm going to fly you out to Canton and we're going to have lunch and I'm going to love it.
Okay. Is that Ohio?
No, Georgia, actually. There is a
Georgia,
Canton, Ohio.
Okay. Okay. It has to be first class though.
100%. Nothing less for Evan.
I made a promise to myself. It was a couple of years ago. I only fly premium, first class, whatever now. They actually treat you like a human being. It's nice.
Yeah. He hasn't flown since he made that promise, but it's coming.
Oh, come now. No, I went to Super Conference and to FHL.
Oh, very cool. Were you at the most recent FHL?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I saw you briefly.
Oh, that was a miss. That's brutal.
Oh, but I didn't know who you were at that point.
I guess we didn't know each other, did we?
No.
Well, we'll fix it next time, that's for sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Well, yeah, Evan, you're right on track too. And I love that idea. I love that idea, man. Let's hit that hard for the next 30 days.
Okay.
Cool. That's the plan, Stan.
Okay. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay.
Any other questions
Thanks,
for me,
Dante.
Evan?
No, like nothing that can't wait. I mean, you're already like half an hour over, so.
Oh my goodness. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, Evan, feel free. Hop on in tomorrow. Get to work on it tonight. Hit a couple hurdles and roadblocks. Hop on back. We'll get you over them. Let's do big things.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. My man. Great stuff.
Great. Thanks, Dante.
You got it, Evan. Always. Gang, that was a blast. I had a great time, great conversations, great day, great learning and training. Man, I love that with Trey. I have the hardest job in the world. I swear it is so hard not to just be locked in, listening, learning, and doing, and having to be the host who's like pushing the conversation. That was amazing with Trey today. There are so many nuggets in there, and it's the future. So it was great to be here and great to have you guys here with us so we could share all of that. I'll close it down for now. Tomorrow, same time, same place, same exact link. So get to work on your task tonight, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.